Yo, hold on a second. While I'm waiting for this thing to come up. Good morning to everyone. Let me see, can I? Okay. Hopefully I ain't going live for nothing. What's up with everybody, man? Doing a random live. What's up, man? Good morning. Hopefully everybody had a good morning. Hit that like button, man. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Sound check. Can you guys hear me? This is gonna be a fun one. How's my audio? Humbled imperfections. How's my audio? Can you hear me? Man, well, at least I got 15. Okay, good. You guys can hear me. So I'm not gonna hold you guys. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend, man. Before I jump right into this, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Listen, man, I wanted to talk about this because I recently did a video, man. And let me know where you guys are checking in from before I jump into this. Age, sex, location, all that good stuff. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. If you guys want to call in, express your thoughts, the link is pinned in the chat for sure. But I wanted to talk about this because this whole manosphere, red pill warrior, he-man woman hater stuff is just, it's been going on for quite some time, right? It's definitely been going on for quite some time, and dudes are like really angry and upset, and I think it's getting to the point where a lot of men want to be like women. And I'm not saying that as a diss or nothing, but it's like a lot of the comments that I see that people post, you guys don't get to see. And I don't really go through the comments, but sometimes certain videos get traction, and I'll see a lot of the comments. Whenever you're not, quote unquote, holding a woman accountable, as these dudes like to say, and you are very critical of a man's actions, guys get really upset on here when you're critical of a man. Like, there's supposed to be a fraternity, JR. You're not supposed to say anything bad about a man, or you're not supposed to say what he needs to improve. You're just supposed to attack women, and this is what turns a lot of people off. And you've had a lot of guys who understand this, and they realize that they have to be one way. That's why a lot of guys on here, they'll tell you in the comments you have to choose a side, which sounds like a woman, some stuff a woman would say. You have to choose a side. As a man, you can't have your own mind, which is funny that dudes would say this. So guys want to operate in a way where they're unchecked. They can be emotional. They can yell, scream. These are all things that are feminine behaviors, by the way, that a lot of these guys want to be able to do. They want to be able to scream, yell. They want to be able to cry, whine. They even want to go as far as putting their hands on women. And they think that putting their hands on women is player. And there's nothing player about putting your hands on women. That's super feminine behavior. You know, you beat a woman with your mind. You don't beat a woman with your hand. But a lot of these guys don't know that, and they operate in like a woman. You know, so I'm saying that to say I did a video recently about this guy. He was in college. If you guys saw it, you know what I'm talking about. He was in college and he was dating a girl, quote unquote. And a lot of these stories we hear, these story times, they're one sided. You know, not once did I hear on the video, which a lot of you guys typically say, "Jr., there's two sides of every story. Let's hear the woman's side." You don't ever want to hear the woman's side, but let it be the flip side. This is how hypocritical dudes are, man. I don't ever hear comments saying, "Let's hear the woman's side," right? So this dude, obviously, he's a boxer. He's going to college, and he was dating. Now, one thing we know as a young man, when you're in college or you're trying to get your life together, dating is not something that's really suggested. Even trying to, I'm not saying you can't have a girlfriend or something like that, but when you're in college and you're struggling, you're trying to do a lot of things. You're trying to, complete your credits as a full-time student. Then you're trying to be a boxer and do all this stuff like that. You don't have time to be supporting a woman or supporting a girlfriend, and you can't really do much for a girl anyway, unless you just come from a wealthy family, right? You don't have time for that. But this guy was trying to do all these things for this girl, you know, trying to her down and all this stuff like that while he's in college, paying for her hair, her nails. He doesn't have a job, probably just using his financial aid checks and stuff like that to keep her up, right? Trying to stay afloat. He's selling his plasma, right? His blood. He's selling his plasma. He's going to the blood bank or whatever. What is it? Once a week or twice a week, whatever it was. He was selling his blood, and she was shaming him. If you don't think women talk about you if they're struggling, you got these young girls. You got a girl in college that's seeing, you know, that's their time to enjoy themselves. You know what I'm saying? She's pursuing her education, or maybe she's trying to enjoy herself. And if she's dealing with a guy that's not really doing too much, not saying that some women won't date a broke guy, but this guy was clearly more into this woman than she was into him, right? And throughout this story, he was basically saying, you know, I was the side dude in the past, so I know how that goes. She was doing this. I'm like, okay, babe, we're dating. I vented. I opened up my heart to her. I told her everything because she said for me to tell her everything. So I took her, because I guess both his parents died or whatever. I took her to my mother's gravestone. You know, um, I vented to her. I opened up to her, and all this stuff. Guys think that you can be emotional with women like that, and it's attractive. This guy, obviously, from what I gathered, which a lot of y'all dudes didn't, you know, that this dude was going through a lot of stuff. So just imagine if you guys have ever been in a relationship, just imagine talking to someone and every day you're whining, complaining about how much you miss somebody. I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with this, da 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 da. And this is a young woman now, and even an older woman. A woman's not trying to hear all that shit. A woman wants to have a good time with you. She wants to be able to vent to you because that's what women do, and she wants to feel like she's safe. She don't want to feel like you have to be she has to be your emotional tampon, which a lot of the guys in the comments was like, she should be my emotional tampon, and I should be able to talk to her, and I should be able to vent to her, and I should be able to pour my heart out to her. Something's wrong. She's a 304. She's this, and I'm just like, damn, man, these dudes want to be women. And I've over the past few years of me doing this, there's an overwhelming amount of men that want to be like I've seen guys before. I've seen guys say, "Jr., if women can do it, why can't we do it?" I'm like, holy smokes, man! Holy smokes! If women can do it, Why can't we do it, JR? I'm just like, and so I know. So just reading the comments, dudes is like, yo, this is the worst advice I've ever heard. This guy, they even called, I read a comment where somebody said, this dude, that he was an empath, right? Don't even know what the hell an empath is. They said that this dude is an empath and she was a narcissist. So basically, what happens is this girl goes on a girls' trip to Atlanta, right? He has her location, which a lot of you guys could be like, well, JR, you should have each other's location, especially if you're going out of town, this, that, and the third. You should have a location. I wonder whose idea that was, right? So she had her location on. She goes out. This is Atlanta. She's not going to be sitting up in her Airbnb chilling. She's going out with her girlfriend, right? She's going out with her girlfriend. She's going to have a good time. So he's monitoring her location, and he tries to call her, and she doesn't pick up for like a whole day or like a half a day, whatever it was. And he's like, huh, huh, she's not picking up. And then he's calling her friend. This is typical behavior, and the friend's not picking up. So this is typical behavior. I understand concern and things like that. But this guy's probably blowing the phone up, probably calling her. This girl just wants to have a good time. If she really liked you like that, you know, she wouldn't have been doing all that stuff. But she don't like you like that. And she's going on a girls' trip. You can't control what a woman does, right? You can't handcuff a woman. You're too young, first of all. You can't handcuff a woman. You can't force. So this guy was displaying not just that, because guys was like, he wasn't needy, JR. He wasn't needy. This dude was talking about driving 10 hours from Chicago, wherever he was, to Atlanta to go find her. He was doing that because he was that upset. You know what I'm saying? He was doing this, and he was saying, so you, again, I want to hit, I'm trying to hit this, trying to bring this home. You can't make a woman do anything, especially a young girl, especially if she's been tied down with you. A woman that young doesn't know what the hell she wants. She's in college. She's getting attention probably from all over the place, and she's in a relationship with you when she really shouldn't, and she decided to do things that she didn't want to do. So you guys are like, JR, all you wanted was a wife. All, all you wanted was a wife, JR, and she didn't want to be a wife. She wanted to be a 304 for the streets. What the hell do you expect, man? I'm not letting her off the hook in terms of this, but damn, what the hell do you expect? You have an image in your mind of how a woman should be, and when she doesn't live up to that, oh my, you know, this is crazy. So he went on. This dude was so upset, right? Because I can only imagine he was probably blowing her phone up and all the shit like that, being neurotic, which a lot of you guys think is okay. You guys think it's okay to blow a woman's phone up, to go off on her. Yeah, he probably was, you know, calling her all kind of names in the book. And he's like, what if I did this? What if I did that? Things like that, man. A woman can tell you something, but a woman votes with her feet. What a woman does, you shouldn't listen to anything. And this goes for men as well. You can't listen to anything somebody tells you. They can tell you they love you, sweet nothings, I'll never do that. But if they going to turn up and they going to get clapped up and all this other shit, you done told me, but you showed me something different. So you're saying, well, you told me you were a just chase girl. You told me you would never give the buns up to anyone else. You know, dude said Mississippi older black man. Shout out to the older black men in Mississippi. But you told me you were gonna be faithful. You told me you were gonna do this. Yo, girls that women in general, man. A woman that age in college doesn't really know what she wants. That's why dudes shouldn't really be getting in no serious relationships when they're in their 20s. You know, they shouldn't. Because this girl, and because you don't really know what you want, and the girl really doesn't know what she wants. So this dude was so upset. You could tell he was fuming over it, back and forth. He didn't mention this, but you could tell he was like, okay, I got to get her back. She's not talking to me. I got to find some way. Yeah, I got to get revenge. You know what? I gave her an iPad. Let me ask for her iPad back. Let me ask for my iPad back. Yeah. Bro was like, yo, I got a good idea. And you guys supported this. The dudes in the comments supported this. This dude went to this girl's house 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, knocked on her door, rang her doorbell. She lives with her parents. Bro, you never show up to a woman's house 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, you did that because she wasn't answering her phone, right? He didn't mention any of this stuff, but you can tell. But you guys are so much idiots, you don't know shit. You guys are like, well, you just seen it at face value. Who the hell just shows up to somebody's house 7 o'clock in the morning? You showed up because she wasn't answering her phone and she wasn't talking to your ass. She was ignoring you, right? So he shows up to her house 7 o'clock in the morning. Her parents answer the door, right? She answers the door, I think, first. Then her parents come to the door. She's on the phone clowning the dude, basically, or basically probably scared because he probably threatened to beat that ass in the past, right? She's probably scared. And let me know if you guys see ads. Are ads popping up on here? Let me know. Comment below because I had to monetize it afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if there were some ads popping up on here. But he shows up and he's like, "Yo, I need my iPad back. Give me my iPad that I gave you. Give me my iPad back that I gave you. Like this is a damn engagement ring or some shit like that. And even that you shouldn't be. Give me my iPad back." So she's like on the phone, like this fool really showed up to my house 7 o'clock in the morning, asking for his iPad back. No ads. Damn. Okay. Well, I guess that's my mess up. This is a free one. Uh, I monetized this joint afterwards, so that's probably why, because I monetized it afterwards. Anyway, so she's on the phone, FaceTiming with her friends, like, "Yo, this dude showed up to my house asking for his iPad back, right?" So her parents come to the door, like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "Yo, I need my iPad back." And they was like, "Yo, you gave it to her as a gift. Why are you asking for your iPad back?" He was like, "I just want my iPad back. If you don't give me my iPad back, I want my $700 back. Because I'm leaving here with something." I'm leaving here with something, right? Keep in mind, if you're a father, this is your daughter, right? This is your daughter, and this is a dude showing up, and I guess the dude asked him who was his parents. The father asked him who was his parents, right? He's like, "My parents are dead. My father, such and such, blah blah blah." He's like, "I'm sorry to hear that," or whatever, da da da. And so she was like, "Don't feel sorry for him." Now she's saying, "Don't feel sorry for him," right? Don't feel sorry for him. So we could say, okay, she just doesn't like him that much. He never did anything to her, Jr. It's just, you know, she's just a hateful woman. He never did anything to her. No, this dude probably said some stuff. He probably did some stuff, but now that he shows up to her house this early in the morning, like, "Yo, give me my iPad back." They was like, "Yo, you're not getting your iPad back, bro." You know. So this dude proceeds to say, "Do you know what I could have did to her? She was within arm's reach. She was within arm's reach. You know what I could have did to her? You know what I could have did to her, bruh? What would you have done? You would have put the beaters on her right in front of the parents? That's what you wanted to do? This girl made you that mad that you wanted to put hands on her? You know what I'm saying?" And then he said, the wedding, I guess whoever's wedding was the next. He's like, "That would be messed up if I showed up to the wedding and crashed out." And all you dudes, nobody said anything. Like you had some dudes, but you had a lot of dudes who's like, yo, nothing was wrong with him. You know, he did the right thing. She was just a 304. You know, this was terrible. This is men should be able to express themselves. You know, basically just completely acting like a woman. Completely acting like a woman. And somebody, I read a comment, somebody was like, well, what if that was your son, JR? That's exactly what he needed. He needed a father that wasn't a simp. But he didn't have that. You know, and he even said, you know, I was raised by my mom, which I get. You have to learn things as you grow older. But if you had a strong male figure in your life to tell you, bro, it's not a good idea. You struggling, focus on being a boxer, get your grades together. Why are you spending your money? Why are you donating plasma and stuff like that, or blood or whatever the hell you're doing to pay for this girl's hair, nails, and cell phone bill? And then you feel like, because a lot of dudes, by you paying for something or you spending money on a woman, you think you own the woman, right? You think you own a woman because you're spending money on her, and she's allowing you to do that, knowing that you're struggling. You know what I'm saying? So she's young. She don't have the best of character. You know, she's just enjoying getting her hair and nails done. But a lot of times that emotion will take over, and you like, she played me, she broke my heart, she did this. You know, but if you had a man in your life to tell you, like, bro, just don't. I know how you feel. Stop doing that. Don't do that. It's not good. Yeah, I mean, if it was my son, I'd be like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. You buying this? You in college? You buying? You spending your financial aid or whatever it is? You know, because you don't have a job or you working part time. I think he said you're spending your $700 or $700 from your check on an iPad, and you struggling. It's not player, bro. It's not player. And it's weird to have you just. It's not weird, but I become used to it now. That's how you guys rock. You guys feel like you can be in whatever condition in life. You can be emotional. You can crash out. You can be sensitive. You can act like a woman, and it's perfectly justifiable. You know, it's perfectly justifiable. Um, I watched a video. I forgot bro's name. It'll come to me. Jeremy, what's his name? Jeremy something. I can't. Y'all probably know who I'm talking about. I can't think of Jeremy's last name, but he does reaction videos too. And he's like, I guess a lot of his content that he does or his commentary that he gives is similar to mine, where it's kind of like neutral a lot of times, you know. But a lot of you dudes want to hear. You guys want the Derek Jackson for men. That's what you guys. You guys want a Derek Jackson for men, which is crazy to me. You know, men is about being a man, and masculine is about accountability. It's about taking responsibility. It's about self improvement. It's about not wanting anybody to pat you on the ass and telling you, I'll coddle you. You know what I'm saying? It's about tough love. It's about telling you that you fucking up on something and things like that. It's not about you're doing everything right, regardless if you're a fat, broke slob, right? You're a fat, broke slob. And I'm not saying that's the case with you, but I think that's how a lot of this stuff is now. You can be a fat, broke slob with no ambition, sleeping on somebody's couch, and you still feel like you know, as long as you have somebody that's saying this 304 or this broad is this, you still feel empowered to a certain extent, because it doesn't give you time to focus on how your life is, or how it is that you don't want to be where you want to be, and the fact that you don't get buns, or the fact that you've never gotten buns, or the fact that you don't have the courage to approach a woman, right? Which I think that's where this thing is going at, that I don't have to approach women because I can sit back and say how terrible a woman They just connected to my Wi-Fi, so let me know. Jeremy Holloway. Yeah, Jeremy Holloway. Yeah. Whatever opinion you have about it, Jeremy Holloway, he was saying that when you do a video and you give your opinion that doesn't cater towards a man, they call you a simp. When you do a video that caters towards a man, the women will say that you are a misogynist. So you really can't give and it's hard to be unbiased, you know what I mean? Because it's all subjective at the end of the day, you know. But he mentioned that, and the reason why I'm saying that is because whenever I am critical of a man and tell him he needs to do this or he should be doing this, you get upset. Kevin, and I'm gonna bring up Kevin, rest in peace. That's how Kevin exploded because dudes, nobody was really caring, even though Kevin did have a following before he blew up and really started getting into, giving women advice. Kevin wasn't that popular telling dudes that because dudes really didn't want to hear that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You have self-improvement coaches, dating coaches, and stuff like that. But in terms of that part, once he started, like, what some would say being critical of women, that's when he exploded. And that's when men were like, gave Kevin the de facto sainthood, if you will. Which Kevin, y'all know how I feel about Kevin. Kevin was a great man. Kevin was an awesome guy. But he understood that, and he understood that a lot of you guys wanted him to be a blunt object, as he said before, to use against women. And he just wasn't on trying to be on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? He noticed that because it's just like attack. You guys want attack the women, Tell her what's wrong. Tell her what's wrong. Which was refreshing for people because women never heard this stuff. I think this Wi-Fi sucks. Let me. Shortcomings. I don't know if that clicked out. That doesn't absolve a man of his shortcomings, or any transgressions that he may do. You know what I mean? So I think that's what we need to get back to. You know what I mean? Now, a lot of this stuff is shock and awe, right? I'm like reporting the news now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm giving my opinion on it. But to say that someone, and I guess you don't know what needy is, to say that someone isn't needy, when you can clearly see signs of someone being needy, you know what I mean? You can clearly see signs of someone conducting themselves in a way that is not masculine, in a way that will turn a woman off. But a lot of you have never been with a woman, so you would never know that. You don't know what turns a woman off because you've never been with a woman. You know what I mean? You think these things. You think you can't go around just insulting women all day and expect to get buns. That's what you guys think here on the internet. I'm going to call them this. I'm going to call them that. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that. And you will remain bunless. You think all these dudes that be talking trash here on the internet be talk to women like this? You think they talk to women? No, they don't. They don't. And it's not about learning game. It's about you not being this guy that's just angry all the time and bitter and 304s, this that. I read comments where dudes were saying we should start talking to men. If you would have talked to a man, that would have never happened. Huh? That's why you shouldn't talk to women. You should talk to men. Is that where we're going? Is that where we're going? Just a bunch of bunless dudes out here just kumbaya and stuff like that. That's why a lot of those you have certain podcasts, and shout out to whatever your business model is. You got a lot of podcasts that are popular by doing that stuff. You know what I mean? By saying this crazy stuff. And those are the most popular ones, and you can tell the ones who never had women before they got on. You can tell by how some words roll off the tongue on some of these guys, that they've never, you know. But yeah, a sausage fest. A sausage fest. You should talk to men. If you talk to men, that wouldn't happen. Your mistake was that you talked to a woman. Guys, you know how many times I've read that comment? Your mistake was you talked to a woman. My mistake was I talked to a woman. If that's how you swing, let it be known, bro. Let it be known. If that's how you want to get down, if that's how you swing, let it be known that you love glizzies. You know what I mean? That you love glizzies. Hold her accountable. Of the we are in the era and have been for like the past 3 to 4 years of the hold her accountable era, right? And you're soft if you don't hold her accountable. You're soft or you are a simp if you have anything to say about a man as a man, right? Y'all talk about y'all want unks. What up, Unc? Unc's job is supposed to put you up on game and how to conduct yourself and not act like a woman. That's what an uncle's job is, not just a father, but an uncle. You know what I'm saying? Your uncle is that type where you like unc this, unc that, but an uncle is supposed to say, don't act like that. Don't be out here crying. Don't be out here whining. You know, don't be out here doing this and doing that for a woman that you don't even know if she likes you or not. And in this case, this dude, he thought this guy wanted the woman. When you want a woman to feel the way that you feel inside, you're messing up. And now that's what the case was with this guy. He wanted this woman to feel how he felt inside, right? He wanted her to feel that way. I feel like this inside. You know how I feel broken. What did he say? What did he say? He said, I feel like what did he said some crazy shit. He said, I feel like I'm never gonna be something like that. He told her. And I know that instantly um whatever he said something along those lines that instantly I know she probably was like, did this dude just say this? I feel like there's a void. He said something along the lines of, I feel like there's a void inside that will never be filled in my life because of this. Imagine telling that to a woman. You remember that song? Oh, girls just wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. That song wasn't playing in his mind. That song was playing in her mind while he was talking. She's probably like, "Oh, girls just wanna have fun," and you like, "Let me bring this gloom to you, baby. Let me bring this gloom to you." You ever been talking to people and their vibration is so low that shit brings you down when you're talking on the phone? That's how you dudes want to be. You guys say that's how he should be with his woman, and she wants to hear. She wants to hear this. This woman wants to hear you being gloomy every day, being down, all this stuff like that. No. Oh, girls just want to have fun. Oh, girls just want. And girls are in their 60s as well. It's not just girls that's 19, 20. These girls are all the way up to their 60s. So you need to keep that in mind. Oh, girls just want to have fun. Oh, girls just want to have fun. You need to keep that in your mind. You need to keep that in your mind. Girls just want to have fun. They don't want to be your therapist. They don't want to be your emotional tampon, right? They just want to have fun. That's what they want to do. They just want to have fun. If you don't hear nothing else from me today when it comes to women, they want to have a good time. They don't want to hear about your problems. They want to tell you their problems, but they don't want to hear about your problems and what the hell you got going on. Girls want to have fun. Show her a good time. Make her feel good. A woman doesn't care what you do. She cares how you make her feel. Oh, girls just want to have fun. Sheesh. They don't care what you do. It's how you make her feel. That's why Pookie is so potent. Pookie gives her a good time and he gives her a feeling. And he don't have two nickels to rub together a lot of times. Man, this thing ain't monetized, man. This ain't mon. I don't think it's. I gotta make sure, but I'm sitting up here going loud. I need to get this morning show jumping, man. Dub, man, we gotta get this shit going when I get back. You know. But you dudes don't. You dudes, the dudes in the comments. Everybody's an expert on women. I'm not an expert on women. I just know the basics, and I know she don't want to hear you complaining and shit. But you guys want to complain and all this stuff like that, and it's turning her off. You guys want to vent to her, even though she says vent to her, and it's turning her off. Yeah, we got some buttholes in the chat. Like I said, if you guys want to call in, I got the link in. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Yeah. If you think a woman wants to sit there and listen to you complain all day, then go ahead, go for it. She's living a miserable life with you because she don't got nothing else going on. A miserable life. You got to keep that song playing because that's the song that's playing in her mind. Oh, girls just want to have fun. Oh, girls just want to have fun. And if you don't know, and I'm going to keep saying it because you guys are idiots. You guys are idiots. You want to complain, I can't do this. I can't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Shorty need a refund. Need to bring that back. That's your ass. GR, I should be able to. GR, I should be able to complain to her and open up my heart because I'm an empath, and she's a narcissist because she won't listen. GR, she should be able to listen. I was in a relationship with her for a year, and I bared my soul to her, and she's a narcissist. These are men calling women narcissists. That's what women usually call men narcissists. Now you got grown men calling women narcissists. He wasn't needy. He wasn't needy. He wasn't needy, JR. He couldn't have been needy. He was being a man. See, men should have a safe space. They should have a safe space to vent to their woman and not be judged. JR, men don't have a safe space on YouTube. Yo! We don't have a safe space on YouTube. Men don't have a safe space on YouTube. We need a safe space on YouTube, JR. We need a safe space. I've literally seen that comment so many times. We never had a safe space till now. Everybody's a guru. Everybody's a relationship expert. We need a safe space. We need a safe space. Here. Men weren't able to voice their opinions. I told you about one time. I did a story time way back, right? That's how I know. You know, it just comes about, right? Yeah, the barbershop. This woman's husband contacted me, uh, saying that he thought this woman I used to talk to, she ended up getting married. Her husband contacted me like 4 o'clock in the morning, right? 3 or 4 in the morning. He tries to call me. Then he proceeds to text me. And he's like, hey, you know, I'm such and such. I'm the guy. Um, you know, I married her, you know, but I feel like she was playing both of us. Could you give me some insight on what you guys did or what you guys had going on? Da 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 da, yada yada yada. This is a man contacted me about his wife who I was talking to before. Well, whatever happened, I guess she was dealing with me while she was dealing with him also, and maybe they were engaged. I don't know, but this was like 6 months after they got married, and he wants me to, you know, team up with him to tell him everything I know about her. I didn't respond, right? But I did a video about it. Don't you know dudes in the comments were saying that I was wrong for not collaborating with him and telling him everything that happened between me and her? This is how feminine men have become. A man reaches out to you about a woman that you used to be in a relationship with, deal with, and as a man, man code states per YouTube guidelines, man code states that you have to reveal everything that went on between you and her. This is what's wrong with these dudes. You want to act like a woman. You want to be like a woman so bad. You talk trash about the woman, but you want to be like the woman. You say these negative things about a woman, but you want to be like a woman. That is crazy to me. That's like a stud, right? A stud talks trash about men, but she wants to be a man. I don't get it. I was raised by a single mom, but I had to learn this stuff. I had to work on myself, you know, and I had to learn my shortcomings: being needy, being neurotic, uh, didn't realize being emotional at certain things. I had to learn those things, you know, and realize, well, why am I acting this way? Why am I letting this bother me? A man's not supposed to, and I had to learn that, you know. I already had the stoicism down pat, but the masculinity part of really knowing how a man should be conducting himself. Not that a man shouldn't be emotionless, but you cry in the car, like Red on Friday. That's what you do. You cry in the car. You cry in your pillow. You don't cry on her shoulder. Oh, oh, oh. Man, I'm cooking on this one. I haven't cooked in a while, but I'm cooking on this one. Shout out to the Duke. Shout out to the Duke? Calypso, Oregon. Calypso. Don Calypso ass on the organ. Shout out to the Duke. Definitely cooking on this one, man. Sheesh. But I think I've talked enough, man. I think you guys get the get the picture, you know. You guys get the picture. I don't know how many likes we got. I think I can see it on how many people on Facebook liked it, but you know, what can I say? I'm a simp. Simp giving it to you first thing Monday morning. News you can use. News that you can use. I am the biggest simp. The biggest simp bringing you news that you can use. So hopefully this news has been good. Hopefully you men get your thongs out of your cheeks. Don't wear the tighty whities or the dun-dun-duns. For those of you who know what the dun-dun-duns are, and just wear some boxers or some boxer briefs like a man. Stop trying to be like a woman. You know. So yeah. Do I know anything about Richmond, Virginia? Yes. You can book a session. You can book a session, or you can super chat me, bro. You know. You asking for shit that don't have nothing to do with this video. Yeah. Sheesh. Man. Oh, it's a beautiful day out here in the low country. Such a beautiful day. Yeah, if they don't hear me, it's all good. You know, I'm the best. That's all that matters. I am the best. That is all that matters. Whereas the low country, you can super chat it if you want the answer, or you can Google it. Um, yeah. I'm in Bosnia. That's where the low country is. It's in Bosnia. Broadcasting live from Bosnia. These shades are a little dusty. Anyway, man. Let me go ahead and get up out of here. You guys have been great. We got to start bringing this morning show to you guys every morning. Breaking news, weather, all that good stuff. So you guys go out there and be great. If you're a woman, go out there and be a. Let me not say that. Let me not. If you're a man, go out and be. You know. Yeah. So you guys enjoy. Hope that helps, man. Be easy like Sunday morning. Hit that like button. Doesn't cost you a thing. It's free. And I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.